As of December 28th, Bankrate shows the average 30-year mortgage rate at 6.25%. But the National Association of Realtors is forecasting a 14% increase in home sales this year. What's going to happen in 2026 to the housing market? Century 21 owner George Barrick is back with us to share his outlook for the year as we anxiously await the start of the buying and selling season. Hi, George.
How are you?
Good, good. So let's start with this mortgage rate. It's been a topic of discussion for a few years now. Do you think we'll see the lowering of mortgage rates as the year goes on?
Well, you know, that inevitable crystal ball that we all seem to have, it's saying that we're going to get maybe one more.
Okay.
And you know how this goes, but we are looking forward to the end of the year when some political changes are going to take place in that position, and we'll see how that works out as well.
The National Association of Realtors forecasting that 14% increase in existing home sales. Does this mean that housing is becoming more affordable, or why might we see that increase in sales?
Well, so what we're seeing here, I mean, we had a pent up kind of market, the interest rates were a little bit uncomfortable, as we'll call them, not horrible, but uncomfortable to some. And we noticed people kind of waited, and we kept watching the news and tracking things. And when it came down, into where it is now, we're, averaging around 6, maybe, 6.25. People are comfortable and they want to move. We've got a lot of people that want to move, Derek.
Absolutely. And if the mortgage rates drop, that's going to have a big impact for buyers, won't it?
Yes, it will. It always will. It's already showing that, we're seeing in those numbers that you just said, we're very similar to where we are year to date. We're at almost a 14% gain year to date in our average sale price here, which is incredible.
So obviously, if we see those mortgage rates drop, more people, as you mentioned, want to move. Do we have the inventory here in the Valley to support that?
No, no. And we've had this for a while, and you, as well as the rest of us, watch, the four corners of this, country and hear all the horror stories. And some of these markets are taking such a hit. Ours is not. We just snagged a British magazine, financial magazine, last week quoted Youngstown, Ohio as one of the highest raised prices in the country. They actually named Youngstown, Ohio, which I had to share that with my group as well.
So you think we'll continue to see houses listed above market value for a while?
Yeah, we're gonna see that. It's still gonna be a little bit of a seller's market here. I'm not seeing that real meat and potatoes, and what I mean by that is that 150 to 250. Our median price is about 190ish, almost 200 now. I'm not seeing enough of those. And when we get more of those, we don't need no more $600,000, $700,000 ones. Those are great. I love that. But we need that median price for us. That's where our economy is, and that's what we need.
That's a great point. What advice do you have for people looking to buy a home this year?
I would tell them to get off the fence now.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that are like, well, now is the holidays and it's the middle of winter and look outside, right? But understand, when spring comes, so does everybody else. Yeah. So do the rest of the buyers. And yeah, sure, will there be some inventory added? Yes. But the amount of buyers that are already pent up is going to eat that inventory very quickly.
So just like other markets, like there's an off season and you can maybe, find some deals. Is that the same case here in terms of buying a home? You maybe can get a better deal in the off season of buying?
I have not seen an off season in the Mahoning Valley in quite a few years, which is a blessing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're making the news in England, for Lord's sakes, right? But yeah, no, it's I don't really see that. We get about that 1 week span between Christmas and New Year's where some people just kind of go, just hold on a second. But no, we're still killing it out here. These guys are all working really hard.
Well, we appreciate it, and thanks for being here. Happy New Year to you, and good luck this year.